everyone today? That sounds awesome. You know what today is all about? How to be awesome. How to be awesome. We're going to start off by singing a little, this little light. If you feel like getting up and moving your body and dancing with us, we'd be delighted if you would do that. You guys ready? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Gonna let it shine, shine all around the world. Shine, shine. Everybody say, shine, shine. You know you want to. Shine, shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Gonna let it shine, shine. Everybody, shine, shine. You know you want to. Shine, shine. All around the world. Shine, shine. Here we go. If there's body in the soul,
When there's light in the soul,
there is beauty in the person.
there is beauty in the person.
When there's beauty in the person,
When there's beauty in the person,
there is harmony in the whole.
there is harmony in the home.
When there's harmony in the whole,
When there's harmony in the home,
there is honor in the nation.
honor in the nation.
When there's honor in the nation,
there's honor in the nation.
there is peace in the world. No more living in fear. No, we're gonna let it shine. Well, no more living in fear. We're gonna let it shine. Shine. No more living in fear. We're gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Gonna let it shine, shine. Everybody sing. Shine, shine. You know you want to. Shine, shine. All around the world. Shine, shine. All my brothers and sisters. Shine, shine. All around the world. Shine, shine. You know you want to. Shine, shine. Everybody. Shine, shine. Yeah. Morning.
Technical issue sign. Yes. Yes. The mirror, the curtain.
You know, there are, I love all of our practitioners. I love our practitioners. And this particular This particular practitioner today has been on a journey with me for the past year and a half as we have worked together to train the new class of practitioners. She's the TA in the practitioner class. She's a brilliant, brilliant inspiration and light in my life, and I know that she's going to be a light in your life as she presents her inspired wisdom today. Please welcome Shahrose Merali.
Thank you, Jonathan. It is actually very special being on this journey with our practitioner interns. We're very blessed to have such wonderful people coming through. So thank you, all of you, for having me there. Thanks. So it's been quite some time since I was up here. And I'm so grateful to my fellow practitioner, Linda, for giving up this spot for me. Thank you, Linda. Where are you? Thanks. And so when I am standing up here, I attempt to make an extra effort in dressing up, right? So there I am, here I am, dressed in the best way I can be dressed for today. And so looking at myself in the mirror, I said, my best feature today is my legs. What do you think? My best feature is my legs. Okay, so that's the only place I'm going to go to. But you know, even that is not the truth of it. What do you think is my best feature? What is the best about me? My heart? Oh, thank you, Stephen. Oh, my smile? How wonderful you are. You know, my best feature is that I am a living expression of God. I am spirit living. That's my best feature. And that's the best feature of each and every one of us. The spirit that lives, that dances, that cries, a variety of things that happen through us and as us as the spirit living. So here I am, a teaching aide, working diligently with Jonathan, with a number of interns, and they're being coached through what to do and what not to do when they're up here. Yeah. So my way to aid them is to show them what happens when you do what you're not supposed to do. Including flipping pages in front of everyone, and I don't know, the ums are part of it too. But you know, all of this is done through love and as love. Because the good news is the living spirit is only one thing, and that is love. Fundamentally, there is only one thing that life is, and that is love. Love expressing itself as light, as illumination, as intelligence, as intuition, and yes, even as instinct, that implanted knowledge that we've gathered through as we've evolved through life up to being a human being. Yep, I believe in science. We have evolved. And in this evolving, there has been divine order. And this order is of beauty. It is of joy. And it allows peace. There is harmony amongst all living things because of this order. And that which is not of order falls away. So that is what life is. Life is love giving unto itself as grace. So we're constantly in this life expanding, available to rejoicing to the fullness of who we are. So it's been an interesting year for me. In fact, it's been an interesting couple of weeks because I found myself with the fullness of something alive and actually organically looking at the new year. Now, many people may look at the new year and they review their past year and they have goals and so on. I don't do any of that. So I was really quite surprised that this is what is happening for me this year. And I'm also aware that in that happening, there has been structure that has been created over the last few years that have now fallen away. And there is a new structure that is being created through me that I don't know the full knowledge of. But what I do know is it embraces all of what I've been in ways that is not known to me. It is something that is new, that is fresh, that is flowing through me as life, as love. In all of these areas, these containers of being a chiropractor, of being an aunt, being a person, enjoying music, it's somehow coming together in ways I don't know anything about. But you know what I need to do? What do I need to do? Allow, thank you. And allowing, oh my God, Dennis, what a beautiful world. What a beautiful world is totally correct. Because that wasn't the word in my mind, but that captures everything. Everything. So we have magnificent practitioners over here who absorb this all the time and give it to us in their own way. I am going to give it to you very simply in my affirmation. I am going to say that I invite you to let the newness, the freshness, and the originality of spirit to permeate not just this moment, but your entire consciousness, and to let it flower through every moment of your breath this year and next year. Would you join me in doing that? Great. So I will speak this affirmation by myself, and then we'll work with this together. I'll be breaking it up, okay, just to make sure you're alert, you know. I let the newness, freshness, and originality of spirit to permeate my entire consciousness. So I'm breaking this up and inviting you to join me. I'll speak the broken part, first of all, by myself. I let the newness, freshness, and originality of spirit to permeate my entire consciousness. Again, in parts, I let the newness, freshness, and originality of spirit to permeate my entire consciousness. Thank you. You are lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sharos. We have a new song today that we're introducing, a new Karen Drucker song, new to this center, not a new song, but new to this center. And it's going to be led in voice by tenets. So I invite you to simply relax right where you are and release what has preceded this moment. Take in the energy that has been created by Sharos and by this entire experience, which is an energy of love. That's it, just love. Relax, breathe, be refreshed and renewed in this very moment.
I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel the sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace,
love and we allow ourselves to be resonant in this moment and receptive to these words in affirmative prayer that Shah Rose will now offer.
I know that there is only one thing happening right here, right now, and that is love. Love around me and love around each and every person present here in the sanctuary and online. For love is present in every part of the world, in every space, in every time-space location. I know the truth of this, and I also know that this love is life. Life expressed fully as the individualized expression of each and every person present here. And I know that this is fully available to every person in the clearing away of all that is not served. And in rejoicing of all that is. So as I know that I look at the whole of my world, of all that has happened and is happening, for there is no time, no space, I know that I can look with the eyes of love, eyes of grace, love giving unto itself. And I see the beauty around me. And I know that each person present here and online has the capacity and has the availability to be able to see with beauty, with the eyes of love, to see harmony and to see peace, for those are underlying qualities of life and of love. Knowing this truth, I simply rest in the peace that this word is now complete. I release this into the law of mind, and I invite the whole congregation to join me in saying, and so it is.
Start the day in joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel the sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel the sweet release.
Yes. Thank you, Shah Rose. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, we'll talk about all the things you did wrong later.
There will be notes.
I start my day in love. I start my day in joy. I start my day in peace. I start my day, much to the chagrin of my husband, usually musically, belting it out the top of my lungs while he's trying to, sleep, and then he hits the snooze, and then he hits the snooze, and then he hits the snooze again. When he wakes up, I'm done. But a lot of the songs that stick with me are actually songs that are written by Pierre Gautreau, who with his wife Tanis Burnett lead this beautiful Queen Street band, and he's here to offer another Pierre Gautreau original today. So please welcome Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street band.
If your days are long and you're going home thinking, what's the use? Not living your dreams, and it seems there's always another excuse. Can't understand why the frustration won't die. It follows you wherever you go, time and again. Law of attraction won't end, so learn what you need to know. Some say life happens by chance. I beg to differ. I hold a different stance. You are a creator. You are your life maker. Beliefs held in your mind will appear in your present time. You are a creator. It's just a shift in your consciousness, where the intention goes, energy flow. So it is what it is. The past can't be undone. Bust your heart open wide. Change in the tide has begun. We hold the power to change our lives, to see the world again with new eyes. You are a creator. You are your life maker. Beliefs held in your mind will appear in your present time. You are a creator. Let the stories you tell be of joy, not hell. You're the author of the play. What will you write today? It's just a shift in your consciousness, where the intention goes, energy flow. You are a creator. You are your life maker. Beliefs held in your mind will appear in your present time. You are a creator. You are your life maker. It's just a shift in your consciousness, where the intention goes, energy flow. Thank you.
Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. Thank you. There's yeah. That's one of my favorites, Pierre. That's one of my favorites of your songs. I love that song so much. I love the groove of it. I love what it says. And, you know, it's seemingly simple. I mean, here's the deal. The philosophy that we teach is very simple. It's very simple. it basically boils down to change your thinking, change your life. That's very simple, but simple does not always equate to easy, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had my challenges with putting this philosophy to practice, certainly. I've worked through most of those challenges now, and I'm on the other side of it. But things pop up occasionally. They do still pop up occasionally, but here's the great news. I now have tools to address the things when they come up. That's what I'm really excited by. I have tools now. I have a toolbox, I've got my spiritual toolbox, and I know how to use it. And that's what today is really all about. That's how you become awesome. I mean, you're already awesome. Here's the deal. How to be awesome? You already are awesome. You just got to get away from all the things that make you think you're not awesome. Again, simple, not always easy. You are the creator of your life. You are the creator of your entire experience. You are the creator. You're the co-creator with an infinite divine power that has your back in all things. No matter what. No matter what. Oh, see, that's the hard thing, because sometimes we feel like this thing, we put it out there. Well, here's what happens when you put that infinite divine power outside of the self. If you put it outside of the self, then you can believe at points that it has abandoned you. It never abandons you. It always has your back. It always is there for you to utilize in the best way you can. And so the encouragement today is to truly learn how to use the principle for your highest good. Today is about practice. It's all about practice, because practice makes, are you sure? Practice, here's the deal. It can't make anything perfect. You're already perfect. Practice puts you into alignment with your inherent perfection. You're already perfect. You are perfect just as you are. People have a hard time hearing that because they can look to all the things in their lives that will prove to them that they're not perfect. You know what? Those are circumstances. You are a creator. It takes a shift in your consciousness, and circumstances will change. Circumstances will change. We teach spiritual practices to address everyday life. That is the topic that is given to us from the powers that be. There is no, from the Home Office. That's what they told me from the Home Office I should talk about today. We teach spiritual practices to address everyday life. But I want to start with this. This is from Ernest Holmes. This is right in the beginning of the Science of Mind book. He writes this: one of the great difficulties in the new order of thought is that we are likely to indulge in too much theory and too little practice. I love teaching class. I love watching people transform through class. And then there are times when I see students who really get the theory and they're very intellectual about it, but it takes a little bit longer for it to settle into that heart space where it's an actual practice for life. And if I can encourage anything, is to allow yourself to move past the intellectual understanding of this philosophy into the practice of it. And it may be challenging at first. How many of you, by show of hands, and I am going to ask an actual question where I am encouraging a response. How many of you meditate on a regular basis, daily? 5 a.m. Wow. For those of you who know Tony Matthews, he's not been in Canada for 16 months. He is back with us. And I have so missed you for that very purpose. Does sleep count, he asked. I was having a chat with somebody last night, a friend of mine, and it's funny because I have a number of friends who actually watch online, but I didn't know that they watched online, and they'll come and say, "Oh, I've been watching your talks online." I'm like, "Oh, really? Yeah, you're really good." Well, thank you. But I was talking to somebody last night, and he was talking about meditating, that he downloaded this app on his phone, and he's really beginning the practice of meditation, which he's never engaged in before. And he was really excited about it. He says, I've been doing this for a couple weeks now, and I actually already see a difference. I'm like, well, of course. I said, because you're making a commitment to your own understanding of yourself. And I said, here's the question. I asked him this question. I said, so tell me, how is it working for you to clear your mind of everything? He said, I hate it. I said, then stop trying so hard. I said, here's the trick about, there is no trick to meditation, but here's the thing about meditation, and this is a practice. Meditation is allowing the self to be with what is. So if that means your monkey mind is going, "Ah," be with what is. Be with what is. Eventually, as you practice more and more and more, the monkey mind will dissipate. You'll find yourself in that place. And it's not really even about clearing the mind. It's about simply being. Being in that moment. Being perfectly in the moment. And so, how many of you have had the experience of feeling like meditation was a hard thing? You know? Yeah. I mean, when I first started meditating, it used to drive me crazy. It drove me crazy. And then I got the great gift from Joan Borisenko, who, I can't remember what the source was, but there was either she wrote it, or I just remember, I remember to attribute it to her, who basically offered, if you're thinking about having a steak for dinner later, sorry, vegans, if you're thinking about having a steak for dinner later and that's what's happening in your meditation, allow yourself to be with that steak. It's such a great gift to me. Such a great gift. And so I encourage you to find the gift in whatever way it works for you. That is moving into practice and away from theory. So let's move away from theory. What do you really want? This is rhetorical now. What do you really want? What do you really want? I want you to bring to mind what you want. And I want you to hold out your hand for a moment. And I want you to think of everything that is in the way of what you want. No, I'm serious. I don't see everybody holding out their hand. Okay. I want you to think of everything that is in the way of what you want. And I want you to imagine everything that's in the way of what you want right there in your hand. I know it's heavy, isn't it? Yeah. Now, you know what I'm going to encourage you to do with it? I'm going to encourage you to throw it away from you. You don't need it anymore. Whoo! It's gone. It's gone. You can do it just like that. It takes a shift in consciousness. Like the song says, it just takes a shift in consciousness. It takes a decision to step into the activity of saying, I am done with what no longer serves me, and I move into the next thing. And I do it grounded in love. I do it grounded in love. If you want change in your life, it requires practice. So do you want change? I know I didn't say if it was a rhetorical question or not. All right, it will be a non-rhetorical question. Do you want change? Yes, you do. Okay, because here's the thing. If you do nothing, you're going to live in an echo chamber of your own mind, and you will keep recreating the things that you don't want. See how that works? Because our minds are habitual. If we do not practice the spiritual philosophy, whatever it is, and you know what? I'm not here to say you have to study and learn science of mind, but learn what works for you, what practice works for you, and stick to it. Be committed to it, because that's how you will change your experience. And actually, that's science of mind. Whatever your belief is, if you stick to it, if you practice it, then you will change your experience. See, the great news about the science of mind, and Ernest Holmes, our founder, was always interested in understanding that there is a common thread through all faith traditions and through spiritual philosophies, and that thread is love. And when we engage in love as the only option, then we're changing our mind. And whatever belief system, you know what? Some people ask me why I have the Virgin Mary on my altar up here, because we're not a Christian philosophy specifically. We're not, but I do have this because it's a reminder to me that whomever this works for, that's their belief, and it is done unto you as you believe. So if you believe that putting your faith in the idol itself is going to change your experience, guess what? As you engage in that activity through practice, it will change your experience. I also love it because it's a reminder of home. It's Mexican folk art. I'm not from Mexico, by the way, but I grew up close to Mexico. If we don't engage in the practice, we do end up living in that echo chamber. I really like this idea, the echo chamber of the mind, right? Echo chamber of the mind. So what are you going to do about change today? Sometimes I think we're afraid. You know what? Here's why I think some people resist it. Because they're afraid they're going to mess it up. They're going to mess up their lives. How many of you have, I do, show of hands. How many of you felt like you're going to mess up your life if you actually engage in working to change your life? I will hold my hand. I'm going to hold two hands up. I had that experience. We have been sold a bill of goods because society tells us the minute you change, you might mess everything up. And then we're like, oh gosh, well, I don't want to mess everything up. So you go into that place of fear and you wither away into that place of fear and you begin that echo chamber of fear in your own mind. See how it expands and the fear expands? What if I told you you could not mess anything up? You can't mess anything up. The worst thing that could ever happen by changing our thoughts is we create a new experience. And you know what's great about that? If it's not an experience we want, you can change your thoughts again and create a new experience. Part of this is we call this the science of mind because we're all scientists in this laboratory called life, and we get to experiment with this particular philosophy to create whatever it is we want. Are you experimenting? Are you putting it to practice? Yeah. The tendency of the infinite, I'm talking about the infinite divine presence of love. Its tendency is constructive. Its tendency is to create greatness in your experience. That is its natural flow. If it was not tended to be on that side of the equation, because we can all think, oh, well, I see how things go awry over here, and I can see how it kind of degrades. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I don't know where that. Here's the deal. So. No, because what it sparks for me is we do this practice in the mental muscle program where we look at our catchphrases. And I have a catchphrase that used to be, here's the thing, and I've clearly turned it into, here's the deal. So I caught myself in that moment going, oh, I'm using my new catchphrase. Here's the deal. The greatness of this divine, ever-present, loving power has to be on the side of the constructive, because if it was not on the side of the constructive, it would already have destroyed itself. And so we would cease to be. It has to be on the side of the constructive. It wants, if I were to anthropomorphize it, it wants only good for you. Can you accept that? Yeah? Oh, that was very resounding. Can you accept that? Yes, yes, yes. So, how do you be awesome? Practice. Do it. Just look at all those things that you held that get in the way of your awesome and say, I am done with you. Send them on their way. You don't need them anymore. You do not need them anymore. Step into a practice that reminds you every single day. And I do mean every single day. This is a daily practice. We encourage daily spiritual practice. Find what works for you and do it every single day. Here's one thing that I will remind you of. If you're doing something every single day and it's not making change in your life, find the thing that will and let go of that which no longer works, right? You're always at choice in this. You're always at choice into creating the next thing and the new thing, because the only thing that exists is this moment right now. So whatever has happened back there in the past no longer exists. That's hard for people to hear too, because boy, do we want to hold on to that stuff from the past. But you know what? Just like Stephen indicated, if you're holding that stuff in from the past in your hand, it's going to get real heavy. Right? Let it go. Move it on its way. So personal practice. What are you committing yourself to doing and being every single day? This is rhetorical. I want everyone in this room, and I want everyone online, I want everyone who is within the sound of my voice right here and right now, whether you're experiencing this live or in the archive later, I want everyone within the sound of my voice to come up with something that they will commit themselves to doing every single day, starting today. Some spiritual practice, whatever that spiritual practice is for you, commit to starting it now. Because if you keep putting it out to start it tomorrow, I'll get to it tomorrow, I'll get to it tomorrow, I'll get to it tomorrow, it'll always be at an arm's length. Commit to starting it now. Bring it to mind. Allow yourself to just recognize it. It doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be effective. But that's personal practice. I want to encourage you also to, when you need support, understand that there are opportunities for what I'm going to call partnered practice. Partnered practice is knowing whom you trust. Who is it that you trust? Whom do you trust? Who is out there that you trust? It may be a particular practitioner within the center. It may be a very dear friend who understands that they can work with you beyond the story and in a spiritual perspective. And that's a very important distinction to make. If you trust someone to move past your story that can work with you in spiritual practice, let that be your partner in practice. We have practitioners within the center, we have ministers within the center who are all here and have dedicated their experience of life to working with people as partners in spiritual practice. And so I encourage you to utilize their services. Here's the other thing. So we've got personal practice, we've got partnered practice, and here's one of my favorites, because this is what Sunday morning is all about. Community practice. Community practice. You are experiencing a loving, high vibration in this room right here and right now, and I trust everyone who's online can feel it as well. And if you feel like you can't feel it, just breathe, because I know sometimes it feels very separate, it feels very distant to have something happening in a room, and there's a high vibration in this energy of this room, and I've gotten the word back that sometimes it feels distant when you're online. But I'm going to encourage you to step into the knowledge that we recognize and know that you are right here with us right now, right in this moment, and that we're all having a shared experience. Every single one of us is having a shared experience of a higher vibration of life. Just breathe into that. When I talk about our vision statement at this center being love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are, that is elevating the vibration of our experience. Just think about what it means to love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. You are the perfect expression of an infinite, divine, creative energy that is here to work only for you, constructively, to move forward, to evolve as you. You are not alone. You're not alone. We're all in this together, every single one of us. And I'm so grateful for this community. I'm so grateful for our extended community. I'm so grateful to be able to share in this with you. So here's what I want to leave you with. This is what I want to leave you with today. Your nature already is to be awesome. That is your nature. Fear will cover that up. Spiritual practice is that method for uncovering your awesome. So engage in it. Because it's not a question of how to be awesome, which is ostensibly the question we're asking, right? How to be awesome. That was my talk title. It's not a question of how to be awesome. Here's the question. Will you commit to being awesome? Will you commit to being awesome? How many say yes? Yes. Say it again, yes. Yes. Say it again, yes. Yes. Namaste. We are awesome. This band is awesome. This community is awesome. We're going to engage in our expression of divine givingness. So I invite you to hold whatever it is you're offering the center today in terms of a financial contribution. If you call it your tithe, your investment, your commitment to the prosperity of this teaching in the world, I invite you to simply hold it, recognize it for what it is. It is an expression of love. And it moves through this experience right here and right now to do great things by means of this community. And I am so grateful for all that is given in love. And I know that it is given in love. So if you'll turn to the divine givingness affirmation on your song sheet, and we'll recite this together as we hold this and understand the truth of it. Here we go. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that spirit is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me, multiplied abundantly, and it does. We're going to sing God is my source as the baskets go around. What are we starting with, Tanis?
Let's start with love.
Love. All right. Feel free to stand up and dance, too. I love grooving to this song.
Here we go. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. And joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need.
And so I'll invite Charose to do a blessing over what it is we have received here today.
I know that there is only one source, one power, and that is good. That is God. And I'm so grateful that good God flows through each and every person present here by simply their presence here and online. Thank you so much for being online with us. And right here, right now, we also celebrate this presence as money in this basket, as glasses in this basket, as just love flowing through each one, as an expression of support for this life that is the Center for Spiritual Living. And I know that the board over here simply expresses this love for the highest good for each and every member of the Center for Spiritual Living. And I'm so grateful for knowing this, and I'm so happy to know that the board is wonderfully pleased. I know that each penny given goes forth and multiplies and returns back to the giver, for that is the way of God. It is expansion. It is expansion. So knowing this truth, I release this word into the law of mind And I invite you to join me in saying, and so it is.
Let's take it back to love.
Love is my source.
Love is my source.
Love
Love
is
is
my
my
power.
Love is my power.
Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks
So I give thanks
for all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
Love gives me everything I need. Love gives me everything I need.
One more time, love gives me
everything I need.
Rehearsal also gives
Thank
us
you.
everything we need. Thank you.
It was perfect in rehearsal. It was perfect in rehearsal. You know what? That happens sometimes. It's perfect in its expression exactly as it is and was. Because you know what? Had we not commented on it, nobody would have noticed, right?
Well, okay.
So Lori is going to help out our, or not. Yeah, you're not playing during this, right? Yeah, you're not playing during this. Okay. I'm going to go back to center. Helen, why don't you come up and take this? And I'm going to explain what's happening right now. So in your packet that you received this morning, you may have received, you should have received a prayer card for prayer during the service, which is about, which will happen after Helen offers what it is she would like to offer this morning. If there's something that you are working on, this is part of your partnered practice. This is part of your community practice. Write out whatever it is you're working on that piece of paper, on that card, and put it in the basket that's going to be going around. And Carrie will do a treatment over that after the announcements. And I take all of those and I pray over each one individualized as well. I'd also like to acknowledge everyone who's online because we have put a form online where anyone who's online can participate in this as well by filling out that form. So I actually know that we have received a couple of requests, so we include those in consciousness as well. So the basket's going to go around while Helen is letting us know what's happening here at the center.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. Hello. So all of the announcements, except for everything else that I scribbled in here this morning, is on your sheet in your booklet there. First of all, I'd like to say thank you so much to everyone who filled out their stewardship form and made their pledge for 2017. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Really helps Jonathan do the budget for next year. If you still wanted to fill one out, we will gladly accept it. Even though we keep saying the final date is. Yes, thank you, Lori. There are forms in the bookstore if anybody needs one. We have a board meeting coming up. Our next meeting is December 18th. That's next week at 1 p.m. I also want to let you know that we have our annual general meeting scheduled for 2017 on Sunday, February 5th. That's the first Sunday of the month. Please just tuck that away in your brain that as a member of the center, you do want to attend that. You get to find out what the budget is. We also then vote in the new board members for 2017. If you are interested in serving on our board, please come and speak to Jonathan or myself or Jim, who's behind the camera. He's the president of our board. We'd love to have you join us. So tuck that away for future reference. Just so you know, our meditation practice continues every Wednesday at 6 p.m. That's free to attend. This Thursday is our holiday gala. Woohoo! Tickets are still available. They're available at the bookstore. They'll be available at the door. The door is open at 6:30, so please make sure you get your tickets. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So much fun. So
I
much
can't wait.
fun.
We're rehearsing with
Elvira and
the band on Tuesday morning. I'm so excited.
Oh, and the song list is spectacular. So it's going to be a great show, a great time. We have raffles. We have lots of drinks and food and a great time to connect with everyone in the community as well.
And not everybody has to be formal, but I think for my purposes as being an entertainer that night, I'm going to wear a tux.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's worth the price of admission right there.
All right, continuing right along here. Just so you know, on Friday, December 23rd, we have our Candlelight Taizé service. It's a sung-through service. So that's on the Friday, December 23rd. That's at 7 p.m. There will not be a Sunday celebration on December 25th. So you get to stay home in your pajamas. Yay. And then on Sunday, January 1st, we are going to have our Burning Bowl ceremony. Yay, which is a great way to release the old and set your intentions and invite in the new.
I'm also, sorry, I'm just going to interject here for a moment. One of the things I'm thinking about doing too is leading after the celebration proper, the service proper that day, leading a labyrinth walk. And I'm looking at creating a labyrinth in our upstairs space. And if you're interested in that, I'm happy to facilitate that as well.
Yeah, which is another great way to bring in the new year.
Yes, it is.
And if you are interested in helping out behind the scenes, Jim needs some extra help with the camera. So you could go and see Jim. He is hiding back there in the booth, and speak to him about learning how to operate the camera and getting us out to the world. And finally, no, two things. Sorry, not finally, not finally. Or I could just say, and finally. The Sacred Journey in Kauai that is run by Reverend Rita Andriello and Reverend Patrick Farron. They still have some spots available. So we have postcards out in the bookstore. You can check that out as well. Now, finally, we need a little bit of help today in setting up the room for the gala. So if you can hang around and help us move some chairs and some tables and things like that, that would be greatly appreciated. And that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Helen. All right, I'm going to invite Carrie up here. I will hold on to that. You can hold on to that. And here's the thing that I want to remind everyone of. No, your names are not on these requests, but your energy is in them because you put your word down. You have decided in this moment that you're ready for change. And so keep that in mind as Carrie does this treatment.
All right, and I just want every one of us to focus in on that change that we have already declared right here and right now, knowing that there is only one source of all. There is only God. There is only perfect loving energy. There's only perfect health in the physical, perfect health in abundance, perfect health in relationships, perfect health in creative expression. That's all there is. And right here and right now, I know without a shadow of a doubt that as these words have been declared, because they have already been declared, they are already known in infinite mind and cannot help but be. So with this perfect knowing, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for the energy in this room. I'm so grateful for these commitments that have been spoken and written. I am so grateful for the love. I am so grateful for our connectedness in the infinite mind. And with this gratitude, I release it all. I let go and I step out of the way for everyone, knowing that it is done. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you. It's a done deal. If there's something that you'd like to work on following the service, our congregant practitioner today who will be in the prayer room, which is back past that exit sign, is going to be Nick Michelli, one of our practitioner interns. So I encourage you to spend a couple minutes with Nick if you would like to have some extra treatment today. Thank you for the George Harrison tune. You thought I wouldn't recognize it, did you? All right, let's allow ourselves to simply go back into practice right here, right now. Simply relax. Allow yourself to be refreshed and renewed in this moment. The deepest understanding that you are the very light of life. You are the expression of an infinite divine power that is unparalleled. And so you are unparalleled. You're exquisite. and loving and joyful and glorious. That's how I see you.
First morning light sets my intention right, open for another day. And the fuel I need that allows me to breathe is love. Then I give it away, so it returns. From love I learn to see the light in another day. Shimmering through the trees, the smell in the breeze, water flows from high to low, and Mother Nature's place slows down the pace, allows my roots to grow, undivided with this place. No stranger am I to this faith. I give it away, so it returns. From love I learn to see the light in another day. Oh, the light in another day.
So I relax in this moment with the deepest understanding and deepest commitment to the understanding that I put into practice right here and right now, that there is only one power, one presence, one infinite creative resource. There is only this loving energy, and we are each of us perfect expressions of it. Everything is a perfect expression of it. We are all in this together, living the life of the divine, experiencing the love of the divine, and being rejuvenated in the joy of the divine. I live in this faith in every single moment, and I put it to practice every single day. I know that there is only this goodness and this forward-moving, evolutionary idea that shows up in the experience of each and every one of us. There is only the constructive. There is only the good. There is only the love. And it infuses itself in all things, for that is who and what we are. It must infuse itself in all things because there is nothing separate from it. There is nothing else but love. And so, it is in gratitude that I simply allow myself to be filled with this love and encourage every single person here in their own unique way, in their own unique expression, to be filled with this loving energy, to recognize that there is only this loving energy at the core of their beingness. I live in gratitude for this understanding, and I live in gratitude for the unfoldment of love in all of our lives. I'm grateful for all that has conspired in the universe to make this perfect moment happen now. I'm grateful for everyone who stepped up in service today, Linda and Karen, our board members. Grateful for Sandra, our greeter, Margaret Ann in the bookstore, setting up. I'm so grateful for Lori and Dane. Grateful for Mira for cleaning up after service today. Grateful for Brendan on sound, Jim on our camera, our webcast. Grateful for Helen on our Facebook Live feed. Grateful to this incredible music team. I am grateful for Nick, our congregant practitioner today. Grateful for Carrie and her services offering that beautiful meditation this morning. And I'm indeed grateful to the brilliance, the wisdom, and the insight shared with us all by Charose this morning. But mostly I'm grateful to every single person present here, every single person watching online, with the deep knowledge that we are all connected as one. And so in gratitude, I simply relax, release, let go, and allow, as together we say, and so it is.
Love's the only way to peace and happiness, I know. Give, receive, conceive, believe, the consciousness will grow. Will grow. Will grow. I give it away, though it returns from love I learn to see the light in another day.
I give it away.
Oh,
I give it
the
away.
light in another day.
I give it away.
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 So it returns
give it away.
from love I learned to see the light in another day.
I give it away.
Oh, the light in another day. I give it away.
So give it away. We're going to take this energy of greatness and awesomeness. We're going to take it out into the street. We're going to we're going to close out today with gifts of the Spirit. Your love, joy, and peace, and all that good stuff. Yes? Yeah. Feel free to stand up and dance.
These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the Spirit, I am ready to receive. All of the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the Spirit, I am ready to receive. Love,
Love.
are you ready?
Are you ready?
Joy,
Joy.
are you ready?
Are you ready?
And peace,
Peace.
are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the Spirit, I am ready to receive. All of the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the Spirit, I am ready to receive. Compassion,
Compassion.
I am ready.
I am ready.
Forgiveness,
Forgiveness.
I am ready.
I am ready.
Oh, and laughter,
Laughter.
I am ready.
I am ready.
I am ready to receive. And passion,
Passion.
I am ready.
I am ready.
Success,
Yes.
I am ready.
I am ready.
And abundance,
Abundance.
I am ready.
I am ready.
I am ready to receive. Put your hands together. These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the Spirit, I am ready to receive. the Spirit I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive. All of the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive.
Have a great week, everyone.